Paul, part of the prep this week was a very competitive game at Stockport. That's good to get something like that in.
Yeah, it was good. I've got to say the performance wasn't good, but it was good to get the 90 minutes under their belts. I felt it was really important because we have sort of a group of players who've not played many minutes, and I think it's important to stay up to match speed. So that was the purpose of it, and hopefully we'll benefit from that over the next few weeks.
It does help to focus those lads who are on the fringe. It's a horrible way to describe it, but on the fringe, and let them know that you still may need them.
Oh no, we will need them. There's every chance we're going to need them. Whether it's on Friday or Monday or the following Saturday, but it's important that everybody stays at match fitness, and there's only so much you can do in training, and due to the way that the games have been coming thick and fast recently, the training days are limited, so there's only so much you can do, and even when you try and top them up, you've got half an eye on the fact they might be involved in the next game, so it is quite difficult. But the game was put in, and there was a number of pros who got the 90 minutes out of it. And as I said, hopefully they'll benefit when their opportunity does come.
You want people knocking on your door. Does that kind of event help with that as well?
Well, it's supposed to. Yeah, that's the idea. I want players to go out and show me a level of performance that tells me that they deserve to be in. And there may be other games that we organise between now and the end of the season if we can fit it in. The unfortunate side of our fixture schedule is that we have a Central League Cup game which has to be played on Thursday afternoon, but we're travelling to Walsall to avoid any delays with the Easter traffic. So that would have been a really good opportunity. We've been on to Morecambe for probably months, for the whole time I've been in, to get a date, and we've not had any response. We've now been told by the league we have to play it on Thursday, which isn't ideal for us, but that's the rules. We have to get on with it, and unfortunately we'll miss an opportunity for some lads to get minutes in that as well.
But with that, Paul, I mean, we were confused about who could go through and who wasn't. It turns out that the pot, if we win, we're through. So that could be another opportunity.
Yeah, definitely. I think the way that I've heard it is that if we win, we're through to a semi-final against Preston, which may have to be played next week because they've now going to come thick and fast. So we'll see what happens. I've got to say, my focus is on Walsall, because if we go and do it properly in this game at Walsall, we can have the whole relegation threat done and dusted, and make ourselves definitely safe. And that's got to be our focus. We had the game Monday, we've had the training days, they've had the rest days as well this week, and I'm hoping that we go into the Walsall game knowing the real importance of what that fixture is, because this is a big game for us, for many reasons, and the fact that we weren't good in the last one is an even bigger reason to go and put a proper marker down and show that last week was a bit of a one-off in my time at the club, and hopefully we can do that.
I think I know the answer to this, because you're not a manager who shies away from these challenges. I guess that you put the challenge on the boys and say, deal with it. This is a big game. So you've used that as an incentive.
Yeah, well, I haven't done yet, but I will do. No, in fact, I tell a lie. I did say it to them this morning. I did say that before we started training. But really, if they've got anything about them, they'll be looking at the situation and knowing what it is. They'll know what the importance of the game is. It's important because it's the next one. It's important because we didn't perform well in the last one. And also it's important because we can put any worries of relegation straight out the window. I don't think anybody's ever been relegated with 50 points, and also if other results were to go our way, then it's definitely mathematically safe. So we have to go and do it properly, and that's the challenge for the players. Whoever's selected has to go out and put in a much better performance than we did last weekend, and go and do their jobs properly.
It isn't safety yet. You've reminded us of that every step of the way, but to get this close with still the 5 games left to go, you can't have imagined that.
No, I can't. I've got to say, when I came in, I wanted to be safe on the Easter weekend. I really did. That's where I was looking at, thinking, we don't need to go into those last 3 games still worrying about it. I didn't expect what we had. The players have done absolutely fantastic in 9 games. Not the 10th game, we didn't do well. And I want to make sure that between 11th and 15th game we perform to a consistent level that gets us the results that we want.
Friday, Monday, similar to Saturday, Tuesday. Do you change mentality, approach because of it being a different day of the week?
No, not at all. And I think in our current situation and the predicament that we find ourselves in, we have to just literally go with the old adage of one game at a time. Walsall is the most important for us. We'll do all our preparation for that. Once we get to the end of that and we see where we are and what's happened, we'll then make a decision on how we deal with Monday. I don't think there's a right and a wrong way to go about it. It's the same as Christmas when you play, when managers have players in to train on Christmas Day. It's only right if you win on Boxing Day. So whatever we do between Friday and Monday, that'll take care of itself. But let's deal with Friday first. Let's make sure we go to Walsall, we put on a proper performance, a performance which is closer to our personality than the Exeter game was. And if we do that, then we'll take whatever comes.
Michael Flynn really challenged his players this week because they've had a run of three defeats. He's not happy with that. He wants them to bounce back. We'll have to be aware of that.
Oh, of course we will. I mean, Mike Flynn, the way he gets his teams ready to go is very, very good. I thought he did an excellent job at Newport. So we know it's going to be a tough game. We totally get that. But it is really about us. If we go about our business properly, as we have done for the majority of the time I've been here, then we can get ourselves in a position. I don't think he's been saying anything that's any different to coming out of Carlisle United or any different to any other football club, definitely at League 2 level. There are lots of players who are out of contracts. There are lots of players who are playing for their futures, whether it's here or whether it's anybody else's club. That it's about going out and doing your jobs properly and going and enjoying doing it as well. And I think if we do that, I think we've got more than enough to get a result. But we have to be fully aware that this is not going to be an easy game and we are going to have to be right at it.
They are a team that can mix it with the way they play, and it's the Banks is a tight little stadium. If you let the crowd get behind them, it becomes that much more difficult.
Yeah, it does, but also it can become a bonus to us as well if we get the crowd against them. They're a team that's had a little bit of an indifferent season. They're probably expected to be up at the top end of the table, not in the bottom half. So yes, it's going to be a difficult game. I had a really good month there on loan from when I was a player at Wolves, so I know what it's like. I know what it can be like if they get them going, and we've got to be right. We have to make sure we make it a really difficult afternoon for Walsall and we perform to a good level.
And one of the things you said ahead of our last game where you were disappointed was let's start properly. It was a tone that was set that we didn't start properly, something you'll want again.
Yeah, we've got to. I just don't think... I don't think you can go into any game and think you can just take it easy and ease your way into it. And anybody who follows football will have watched this week and watched the Liverpool-Man City game and the Chelsea-Real Madrid game. That's how to play football. That's the intensity that you need to be working at and go on. I mean, I think he called it a boxing fight, Jurgen Klopp, didn't he? And they slugged it out. And then Chelsea against Real Madrid on Tuesday night. What an example of how to play football and how to go and work and the intensity that they put into it. Well, I totally accept that we're maybe not at the level of Liverpool, City, Chelsea, Real Madrid, but we can still run as hard, we can still work as hard as they did. So that's the challenge. Can we go and do that? And I always think if you work really hard and you get a bit of luck, then sometimes things start to go your way.
Another big following. I know I ask you this question every time we talk, but the fans, they're just there for us at the moment.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, there's a really positive feel, but we have to make sure we keep it as well, because last weekend we didn't do enough to keep it. We didn't work hard enough. We weren't sharp enough. We didn't pass the ball well enough. All sorts of things that we can complain about. And I did say it's the first time while I've been here that I've had to say that. So I hope it's the last. I hope we can keep building and be better than we were. And make sure that we finish the season strongly.